All right, guys, welcome in to a Casual Fandom podcast episode. It's Muhammad. Let's go.
Hey, Casual. What's Hassan do?
Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we ain't got Hassan. That was good. That was good, Casual. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Muhammad coming in live from the islands.
You know, we
Tell 'em where
out
you
here,
at.
you know, we in Trinidad, Tobago, Port of Spain. You know, we outside, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so we out
Where's
here.
that even on the map? I don't even know, bro. That's some fancy stuff, but I don't even know where Trinidad is on the map.
Honestly, I probably can't explain, but it was a 4-hour flight from Miami.
Oh, 4 hours from Miami. That's pretty,
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's out there, yeah. Not gonna tell you where it's at on the map either. I just picked it.
Yeah,
And we
you
out
just
here.
showed up. It's all good. Just like the Minnesota Timberwolves showed up tonight. All right.
That they did.
We're still sad, you know. Anthony Edwards, you know, hyperextended his knee.
Yeah.
You know, we're still waiting to see. You know, it could be bad news, could be an ACL, could be a sprain, a hyperextension.
Then the Achilles tear to Dante.
And then Dante tears Achilles first couple minutes in the game. So, it's bittersweet. But Ayo Dosunmu showed up. Have no fear. Ayo Dosunmu is here. You know what I'm saying? Ayo Dosunmu had 43 points. An efficient 43, Muhammad. What did he have? He had
very, very efficient 43. 13 or 17, 12 free throws. Free throw merchant. You know, perfect from the line.
Ayo gets to the line because he be bodying them, all right?
Yeah, I don't know. He getting them. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna put him with SGA. You know, the SGA level of free throw merchant.
Yeah, that's too far.
But he getting calls.
Man, let me tell you something. The Minnesota Timberwolves, the greatest team to ever touch a basketball, is up 3-1 on the Denver Nuggets. So Hassan's prediction, first of all, let me say this. Hassan ain't here. But Hassan, your prediction was wrong. That weak-ass paper you have behind you that said Denver Nuggets 4-2. Not happening, buddy. Not possible anymore. So
it's not, because it's going to go 7. Nuggets is 7.
Hey,
you know? I'm calling it. Nuggets is 7. Y'all going to blow 3-1.
You think we'll blow 3-1 for
But, y'all, if it ends down, I say y'all might be blowing it 3-1.
It's definitely possible.
Rudy Gobert might get suspended, you know, from the fight at the end of the game. You know, Joker did that on purpose. He started the fight on purpose, you know.
He probably did.
And then, so, you know, he knows, hey, Joker, you know, Rudy got to, you know, defend himself, you know, all that's been happening to him the last couple of years. So, you know, Rudy kind of came off the court. And, you know, now Joker can go off. Joker, I think you were saying before the show, Joker hasn't had a 30-point game yet this series.
Joker has not had a 30-point game. Let me make sure, because I don't think he had 30 in game 1. I think he only had 24 or something. But let me make sure.
He about to get a 40-point triple-double. Next game,
Jokic has not had more than 27 points this playoffs.
Well, just know he about to have a 40-point triple-double in game 5. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, so that's the crazy part. I thought Jokic was going to turn up a little bit more. Because he started the game off pretty strong. I mean, he was hitting some face-up jumpers, kind of had that floater going. I think he had 10 points in the first quarter, I think. And then after that, he went off, and then, you know, the greatest defender of all time just said, you know what, enough of this. Enough of this.
Him up.
Rudy Gobert locked him up, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay.
He locked him up. Let me see what did he have this quarter? This is bad podcasting, right, Muhammad? Let's see.
I think he had, I forgot how much he had.
Quarter number 1. Quarter 1, he had 10 points. I was correct. Okay.
Yeah.
And after that, he finished the game with what, 25, I think? He had free throws. 24.
24, so what, 14 the rest of the way?
Yeah. And they were all free throws mainly, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
All right, let's dissect the game a little bit, Muhammad. The
I think.
Nuggets.
Go
What's
ahead.
wrong with the Nuggets?
I mean, the other guys aren't, stepping up. I think the thing with the Nuggets has always been when, obviously Joker and Murray, they gonna run a two-man game. Obviously, they both had 24, 30 for Jamal Murray tonight. But it just hasn't been the other guys this series so far that have really stepped up. Obviously, Aaron Gordon's been struggling. Cam Johnson, the big pickup this offseason. He hasn't been doing much. I mean, Tim Hardaway was their only other guy, in double digits tonight. But yeah, I don't know, they just look shell shocked. I don't know if it's, they getting rocked last game, with the thunderous dunk by Jaden McDaniels, who I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. But
Yeah, we talk about the
outside
goat,
of
man.
outside of that, I think I don't know. The Nuggets have just been they haven't been the Nuggets that, we've known the past couple of years where their other guys step up. And I think that's been the issue this series. And they've been relying too much, on Joker and Jamal Murray to save them.
Yeah. I think it's definitely. Now I'll be honest. Obviously I'm a Timberwolves fan, but coming into the series,
Yeah.
I would have told you, Jokic was probably figure out a way to get his. Like the best thing you could do is kind of contain his playmaking and kind of keep the other guys from getting a huge rhythm. Because obviously it's always the 9 Jokic minutes where Denver kind of falls asleep and they can't pick up the
Yeah.
pace or pick up the slack from when Jokic is on the court. So I expected, a little bit better from Jokic, but boy, Rudy Gobert has been amazing. And it's like it's not that he's like Jokic is just getting shut down 100%,
No,
but
I
Rudy
agree.
is
Yeah.
normally you see Jokic. Jokic ain't thinking twice. Right now, Jokic is thinking twice whenever he drives. Even if he gets half a step on Gobert, you'll see he'll always just jet to the rim or do his little spin back left, and hit a hook or something. He's
Oh yeah,
thinking
yeah.
twice. He's slowing down. I feel like he's just uncomfortable right now in certain spots against Rudy. Um, I think his best points have come when he's facing up against Rudy instead of trying to back him down, or even in the pick and roll with Murray. Um, it just hasn't worked for Denver this series as they hoped because Minnesota is guarding them 1-on-1 for the most part. They're able to get back into play, and the other guys like Tim Hardaway was trash today. Tim Hardaway had
Yeah.
10 points, but I don't think he hit a single three. He didn't hit a single three. Christian Braun only 8 points. Aaron Gordon's non-factor. Obviously, he's a little banged up, but why is
Yeah.
he playing if he's banged up? Because he's not really doing much. Um, and then obviously Cam Johnson isn't doing anything either. So that's that's
And
the
I
that's
th-
the key.
and I think to your point of they you guys letting them, just playing them straight up, man to man, not really doubling Joker. That's usually where Joker thrives. And I think what you guys been doing best too is letting Joker be a scorer. Try to see if he can be a scorer. And obviously,
Yeah,
his shots aren't falling thus far in this series. And you know, maybe we get the credit to Rudy, but I think, just overall, I think the overall team defense has probably been the best I've seen, being played against Joker in a while, especially, come playoff time where he's just not able to, get into his rhythm, like you said, get in his bag and, take over games like he usually does with his playmaking and just, attacking the opposing bigs.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Obviously we see what Denver isn't doing well. I want to talk about obviously give my Wolves some credit what we're doing well. I mean the bench obviously is stepped up today.
I
Obviously
mean, had to.
I mean, obviously, two your starting backcourt goes out, including your superstar player and your
Mhm.
best, you could say 3-point shooter, with Dante DiVincenzo, and then automatically Ayo comes in and I mean he gives you 43 points. Technically it's off the bench, but obviously he played a starting role.
Yeah.
Um, but and then obviously Nas Reed had his best game of the playoffs, had 17 points. He was pretty efficient, 7 for 13. didn't hit his threes too much, but he was playing great. Um, Mike Conley gave you some good buckets. Bones Highland played good. Um, and then obviously Rudy
Julius didn't
Gobert.
blow it.
Yeah,
Julius didn't
Julius had
blow
it.
it.
Boy, he was trying to. I'm not gonna lie
He
to you, Julius. He
was.
was scaring me a little
He
bit.
was.
You know,
He was, but
he didn't have a great first quarter or first half, and then towards the end, third quarter, I think he had a little bit better quarter, but
yeah,
yeah, fourth quarter, he was scaring me. I ain't gonna lie, but and then Rudy just did his job. He only had he had 4 points, but I mean, the job that he did on Jokic was just so amazing. So obviously, you can't see that in the box score anywhere. So yeah, give credit to the Wolves, man. We did a great job, man. We played hard. I mean, that home crowd, that's played to our advantage these past two games. Um, that's why that game 2 win was so important in Denver, because this crowd was
I agree.
amazing. You could
Yeah,
see all the Nuggets role players were out of it. They were playing bad. They were playing terrible. Tim Hardaway had a shot off the side of the backboard at one point. Like it was bad. And you could see they were flustered. And I'm gonna say it.
and who? Go ahead.
Jaden McDaniels got him flustered, man. He
I,
straight up. This might be the greatest aura, aura stretch I've ever seen in my life.
I think
Jaden
it was that thunderous
McDaniels.
dunk, man. That thunderous dunk to end game three. What it was the three, then the dunk, and then that just shut him down. And then from there, I mean, because if you really look at this game and you say, hey, y'all lose, you start off, emotionally, DiVincenzo goes down with the Achilles tear. You instantly can see that's torn Achilles. And
Yeah,
then later on, Ant hyperextends his knee. And you're like, all right, ain't no way, emotionally the Wolves are gonna pull this out. And then
yeah,
somehow Ayo just comes just balling out. Jaden continues to be a menace on the defensive end. And like we said, Julius didn't blow it, and Nas Reed comes up, clutch, off the bench as he typically tends to do. But like you said,
yeah.
his best game so far these playoffs. I didn't think y'all were gonna pull it off. So the fact that y'all did, I'm shocked. And y'all,
Yes,
3-1
sir.
deservedly so. But like I
Hey,
said, I think y'all gonna blow
I think
it.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't even be surprised, because going into Denver, they're gonna have some, or not momentum. We
Yeah,
had all the
they gonna
momentum,
look in the mirror and yeah.
but yeah, they got the home crowd. They're facing elimination. We're undefeated actually as a franchise in elimination games. By the way, games where we can end the series, we're undefeated. So we'll
What is
see
it?
if that
3-0?
streak. Uh, we had game 7 against
Y'all don't really
Denver.
win too many
Yeah, it's either we win or
let me look
we
this
lose the
stat up.
series in bad fashion. So, um, but yeah, I mean, that was just a great team effort. Jaden McDaniels still amazing game, calling out the Nuggets. The Wolves still, attacked the paint. Um, it was just amazing. I mean, Jokic, Denver just doesn't have nothing to combat. You know, the Wolves just get into the rim at will, and even when they do, then somehow the Wolves start hitting shots. So it kind of, if you're Denver, just caught off guard, because you can't overhelp to the paint. Because once you do
Yeah.
that, you're leaving open shooters. Um, and Minnesota has done an okay job, a little better in the last two games. Well, game 3 and then no, game 2 and then game 4, shooting the 3 ball. But yeah, this is interesting. I hope we can close it out on when we play. We play Tuesday or Wednesday.
Y'all,
Let me figure
we'll
this out.
say more than likely Wednesday.
Oh, we play Monday. Monday actually. So
Y'all play Monday? Y'all play tomorrow?
yeah, yeah, because today's Saturday. Okay, yeah, we play Monday.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
I swear I
Monday.
thought it was Wednesday.
Yeah. I thought it was Tuesday. I don't know why I said Wednesday. But yeah, I think we'll close it out somehow, some way. I mean, the Nuggets got their backs against the wall. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
surprised if the Nuggets figure it out. But I don't think
And I
I
mean, knowing it's Monday, I think, I don't know if Ant plays in game 5, so I mean
yeah,
games
100%. I don't think
yeah.
he's playing in
So
Game 5. So we'll see. We'll see what happens because if they can close it out, that'll be huge because they'll get a bunch of rest for the second round. Um,
oh yeah,
in preparation,
especially
most
how it's
likely
looking.
for for San Antonio, we'll probably end up with him. So um, that'll be interesting. Um, we'll move on from that game. Muhammad hasn't been here for a while. We haven't recorded that much. These playoff games end so damn late. We fall asleep. But let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, Muhammad. Tell us, the floor is yours. Tell
All
us
right.
what is going on. How in the hell are the Lakers up 3-0?
I mean, I called it, and I told you guys from the jump, we're just a better team than the Rockets. I think what's been hurting the Rockets the most, and I think we've all known this all season, they lack of a true point guard. I mean, clearly evident and blown, a 6 point lead with less than 30 seconds to go. I don't know what Jabari Smith was thinking that pass ahead, but I
Yeah.
take it. Just y'all take fouls, Marcus Smart. Then, they throw it in the backcourt, reship it, looking like a deer in headlights. Braun fixes his
Mhm.
pockets. And then I thought Braun was about to fuck it up. But, luckily hit the, clutch three. I thought he was gonna win it in OT as well. I mean, in the fourth with that game winner. But we clinch it out in OT. But like I said, I think we're just looking like the better team overall than Houston. Our other guys, as I've been saying, the Nuggets other guys have been stepping up, but our other guys definitely have been, Luke Kennard averaging 20, Marcus Smart, I want to say he's had back to back games with 5+ steals,
Yeah.
averaging about, 18 this series as well. I mean, and then LeBron has been, putting the team on his back, not having to do too much. You
Yeah.
would think without, Luca and AR that he would have to go crazy, but well, Rui had an incredible game last night as well. Yeah, the other guys have just been stepping up. I'm hoping in game 4 that we finally, get a great game from Aiton. I think he's been, kind of average this series. Mostly, I think this has been a big Jackson Hayes series that,
Yeah. Jackson Hayes
Jackson's
played
been
good.
playing, much better because Jackson had 12 the other night. So I mean, we're just better than Houston, and I mean, obviously, KD's missed 2 out of the 3 games, but when he did play in game 2 and we trapped him like crazy, 9 turnovers. Obviously, we turned over the ball a lot. I think that's what I thought. Ah, man, we was gonna lose a game that we had, and somehow, Houston and their inexperience and, like I said, lack of a point guard is, what's led us here. And I'm telling y'all, this is just the beginning of what will lead to an NBA championship in Los
Haha.
Angeles.
You think you
You
guys
know,
are getting that for?
we're winning the chip. We're about to, we're getting ready. It's looking like we're facing that team in Oklahoma City. So,
No,
we're
that's
gonna beat them. Light work over there, and then yeah, we'll face whoever comes out. Is it the Portland? Is it gonna be Denver coming back? Is it gonna be Minnesota? Spurs, who knows? But that's who we'll potentially see in the Western Conference Finals.
Anyways, Houston Rockets, they're just a terrible team. I mean, this is sad. You can kind of see
Mm.
that they don't like playing with each other. For that is they've had so many games where they've blown the lead. They've just had late game collapses, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
mainly because they just don't like each other. They don't trust each other. They always do boneheaded stuff. Um, and it's
I appreciate
embarrassing.
Jabbar for that bowheaded play.
Bro, and Ime Udoka is just on the sidelines, just cussing. He's just like, "Oh, you stupid, bro!" After
Hey,
that, Jabari Smith. I don't know if it was the Jabari Smith turnover or the Reed Shepard turnover when LeBron hit that three. But boy,
yeah.
he was pacing back and forth, and he just sat down. He just sat down. He was like, "Oh my gosh, ain't no way!" Like he had to just sit
I
down
couldn't
and just,
believe it.
bro. And I
I
don't
was
even know. I'll be honest. I know Ime gets some flack because obviously you're the head coach. he kind of, you still want to be able to be a great leader and, kind
Yeah.
of motivate your guys and everything. But boy, when they just constantly do dumb stuff like that, it's hard to just not just want to pull. He ain't got much hair, but pull some hair
Nah,
out,
man.
bro.
But I mean, that and I mean, it's just I mean, they're just a young, inexperienced team that's just like it's clear that I don't really want to say it's fully on them not, wanting to play together. I think it's just they lack that leader. And I think obviously you see Fred Van Fleet, Fred Van Fleet was in the game at that point. I think they
Yeah,
obviously might have won, that game last night. But I mean, he's, trying to be the vocal leader, on the bench and things like that. Obviously, been out all season, but I think they just really did make a move to address that point guard position all season, and it's hurt them. And I think
it's crazy.
it's them thinking, hey, we can play with our big lineup. Finally, Sengun, all series, he's been struggling. He finally had a big game, and you would think, hey, it's looking up for the Rockets, to get KD back potentially, game 4, but yeah,
Yeah.
they just blew it. And I think it's just that lack of inexperience and the lack of the front office addressing their biggest lead that's been noticeable all season, and that's that lack of a point guard.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy. Cause think about it. You see, it's kind of on display. You see, Minnesota needed a point guard. They went out and got Ayo Dosunmu, and look what happened. Think in if Houston went and got Ayo or Kobe White or anybody at the
Yeah.
trade deadline, and it was like the most obvious need for Houston, and they didn't address it. And it's just we knew coming into the season or even through the season watching the games, you knew Reed Shepherd. You can't rely on Reed Shepherd in the playoffs to be your point guard.
I mean, not even just that. I mean, he's just a young. He was never. I mean, he's not even a true point guard.
Yeah,
He's that shooter. So he's the guy that he plays that too, plays that off ball. He's not really a guy you put on the ball. The thing that hurt him in game 2 was trying to have KD bring up the ball, and that's not KD's specialty either.
yeah.
But quickly on Io, is that the best trade deadline move thus far? That, I think we talked about it way back when, but
This
do we
for
think that's the
just
best trade deadline move
this season,
this season? Yeah.
absolutely. Obviously, I thought the Kobe White to
Oh
Charlotte,
yeah.
made a difference, but I mean, now coming playoff time, you could see that there's always been some kind of controversy, not controversy, but some discussions on whether or not Ayo should be starting instead of Dante. Um, Obviously, prior to him getting hurt. But that starting lineup had so much chemistry. Chris Finch wasn't breaking that up. But I thought
Yeah.
Chris Finch has done a great job kind of deploying Ayo in the right ways most of the time. Sometimes he does some dumb stuff, but um, yeah, I'd definitely say that's the best trade deadline acquisition. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's right now. I mean, Jared McCain, even though he's not really playing at OKC,
I know the best one.
who's the best one, bro?
Luke Kennard. Hey,
Yeah, Luke Kennard is
Luke,
is is up there too. So, um,
Luke with the ratty. I mean, if you would have told me AR and Luka Doncic are out, and Luke Kennard is out here dropping 20 points per game in the playoffs,
yeah,
I wouldn't have believed it.
it's
And
that's. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say I wouldn't have believed it, and I mean that's what's keeping us alive. Outside, I mean, Marcus has been playing out of this world on both sides of the ball, and he's been doing his playmaking. But I've seen been seeing that all season. From Marcus Smart, obviously just stepping it up a notch. But Luke Kennard has probably been our savior this series. That we needed that other guy to step up. I would have thought it was Rui for sure, but Luke Kennard coming out. The gates. What I would say, game 1, I forgot how much he had. I want to say he had like
Who
29.
Luke Kennard?
Yeah, I forgot how
Yeah,
much he
Luke
had game
Kennard had
1.
27 game 1.
Yeah, so just coming out balling, and I mean, staying hot. He didn't, shoot well the other night. Only had 14, but still playmaking, still, attacking the glass, still getting involved on the defensive end. I love it.
Let
Luke
me tell you
Kennard.
something, man. Houston, this should be a sweep, honestly, because after last night, after you blow
Oh
that
yeah.
type of game, I mean,
Oh
you're
yeah. They
just
they they playing and they
crushed.
packing their bags tonight.
So, that's the sad part. One last thing on that series. The sad part about it is there's no AR, there's no Luka. Houston has been a pretty good defensive team all season. You would think that it would be pretty easy to stop Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard, of all people, from going off.
Don't forget Bronny James too. Bronny, had 5 the
Man,
other night.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bronny played 30 minutes and ended up with 25 points against this Rockets team, because they're
Oh,
just, I don't know what they're doing. And then, I mean, obviously they're attacking Reed Shepard whenever he's out there. That's just,
oh yeah, that's
you
been
know,
the easy
clear.
mismatch. I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah, Rui fucking killed him in the first half last night. That was just embarrassing. So, um, you would think just Houston would be able to, you know, win an ugly game, freaking 90-92 or something. But
Nah.
they're terrible. They have they
They just
scored over 100 this series?
That was the
Okay, last game,
last night was last game was
first,
the first game they scored over 100.
it's and that took overtime.
It did take overtime, and I mean they technically, would have kept us under 100 if they wouldn't have made those bonehead plays.
Wow.
Because I saw it, I was like, dang, I want to say it was uh
Well, they had 101
when
in regulation, actually, so I take
yeah
that back.
when Sengun hit the dunk
Yeah, it
before
was game.
Bron could chase down, and I was like, all right, damn, did we you know and I wasn't mad because I was like, all right, we turned over the ball a lot. I want to say we probably had like 17 turnovers at that point. I forgot how much we finished out with that last game as a team, but we had a bunch of turnovers. So I was like, okay, we probably lost this game, and we deserved to lose the game. Overall, I think we finished the game with 20 turnovers, but once Jabari Smith and that's all. Wait, okay, and then Deshaun Tate fouling Marcus Smart. I was like, all right, we might still be alive. And then I was like, and then Reed Shepard. Shout out to Reed Shepard for being a youngin that doesn't know how to hoop. I mean, he knows how to hoop, but for being a deer in the headlights because LeBron
Yeah.
easily picked his pockets. And
You gotta know that they're going for the steal in that situation. You gotta protect the ball at all costs, keep your dribble low, whatever.
yeah,
I don't know. I would rather see a Men Thompson dribbling that ball up. You know what I'm saying? Even despite the
and I'm
free
been
throws,
surprised by
whatever.
that. They haven't been having a men, bring it up a lot. So that's been interesting too. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm
No
just happy my
KD,
Lakers up three
obviously.
nothing. You know,
Yeah. I mean KD's legacy is cooked. I mean at this point, even if he plays, doesn't play, the fact that the Rockets have just been dominated. Um, Obviously, there's been narrative around KD that he's not affecting winning, and honestly, when you see series like this, it just confirms that those narratives. So, um,
that is. I mean, come on, KD is always he's always been the guy that's had the best playmaker around him. I mean, from
yeah,
Russ to Steph to Kyrie to
Draymond,
James Harden, yeah, Draymond. He's always had the best playmakers create for him, and I'm not shocked that obviously he's without a point guard, he hasn't been
yeah,
able to take their team over the top. Because I feel like, hey, if Fred VanVleet is currently active, I think the Rockets will be making way more noise. I don't think they'd be beating us still, but they'd be making way more noise in the playoffs and probably, closer series than we would have thought. But
yeah,
speaking of teams, though, that I want to pivot, though, that's been very disappointing is that team out in Detroit. As the one seed, it's looking like the Magic are about to pull off a "We Believe"
yeah.
Warriors, and I think the Magic just are too big for the Pistons, and I don't know that they know how to handle it.
Yeah, first of all, I'm
And
not gonna compare them to We Believe because they faced a hell of a insane Dallas Mavericks team. The Pistons ain't ain't on that level, even though they won 60 games. They ain't
Eh,
on that Dallas Mavericks team level. But
no, of course.
your point still stands.
And I mean, what Paolo been balling out. They can't stop Paolo. They got nobody for Paolo
Yeah.
Banchero.
And he's not
Franz
even
hasn't
having
really.
an efficient. I mean, Paolo's efficiency has just been ass all year, but he's
Yeah,
still just. I don't know. I mean, he got to the free throw line tonight, but the Detroit, I don't know. They're first of all, I mean, Jalen Duren. He has somebody got to put missing posters up for Jalen
he's
Duren.
been he disappeared this year. I don't,
He is, and that's what I don't like. That obviously you get borderline players like this that he's probably going to get voted all NBA somehow. I would not be surprised if he ended up on third team.
yeah, yeah,
Which obviously he had a great regular season, don't get me wrong, but um this is just you just see whenever it's the playoffs, man, there's playoff droppers are real. Playoff droppers
oh
are
yeah.
real.
Eh,
He's just not really affecting the game if I'm being honest with you.
yeah, I mean, what he found out tonight, and I mean, he's just been. I don't know. I don't know if he's too afraid of the moment. I don't know if it's just what the Magic are throwing at him with all they size that they have on their front court, but it's just been. I don't know. You would have thought, Cade and Duran would have been, balling out. And I feel bad for Cade because, luckily, I
Yeah,
mean, he
K's still
finally had
playing good.
some other guys step up,
Tobias
like,
Harris had a
some
great
bias.
game. And
Yeah.
Asar Thompson.
But everybody else has been, mid throughout this series. And I think what's hurt them the most, obviously, has been Duran. They real true number two. And I think, that's been costing them this series. So
Yeah. I mean, if
I
you would have
think,
told me Detroit was going to score 105, I would have thought, there's probably a 75% chance that they won that game.
yeah,
Because Detroit got some pretty good defense for the most part. And then they gave up 112 to to Orlando. So obviously Desmond Bain good game. Wagner had an
yeah,
okay game. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Magic win the series 100%. I do think Detroit's in trouble, but I'm not ready to go there 100%. But they have all the
yeah.
momentum.
Yeah, I think game 4 is gonna be a real huge
Yeah,
indicator of how. Because I mean, everybody from Orlando stepped up tonight from, across the board, but I think if Durant has another, if he shits the bed another night, I think it might be Raps and it might be, Magic in 5.
yeah,
Because either Magic in 5, Magic in 6, because there's no way they can recover with another, abysmal performance from Durant.
yeah. I feel you. And then obviously, the Knicks evened up the series tonight with the blowout against Atlanta. And obviously, the Thunder are going to handle Phoenix no problem. Tomorrow, obviously, Cleveland, Toronto. Toronto is trying to even up that series. The Trailblazers blew a game last night against
Yeah.
San Antonio. So we'll see if Wemby plays that game because it's an early 3:30 game. So we'll see. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they sat him out again because
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking too. If they hold them out another game, it won't hurt them too much because how they play, they still play well without Wemby. I think obviously, having the alien, just helps that much more. But I think they
yeah,
still play great, great
yeah.
as a
Stephon
team.
Castle,
Yeah,
Dylan Harper. They've had some really good games. I mean, Stephon Castle had a great playoff series, but Dylan Harper had a great game last night. So um, we'll see if they can continue that. And then obviously Boston and Philly, and then the Lakers going for the sweep tomorrow. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
hmm
We got the NFL draft. I mean, we're so deep in playoff season right now. We missed some things on the NFL draft, so we'll get into the draft most likely tomorrow. And obviously recap
WNBA
stuff.
preseason here.
Yeah, for sure. And then um, hockey. I mean, hockey's in full slate.
Oh yeah,
But
playoffs right around the corner.
no, playoffs are right now. What you mean?
Oh yeah, playoffs are right now. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm thinking baseball just started. That's what I'm thinking. MLB just started.
Let me
So
see.
but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty good playoffs so far. Not a bad first round. I think the only teams that haven't won a game in the series are Houston and Phoenix. So um,
And I mean
it'll be
we knew
interesting.
the Suns. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I thought that's 100%, but I thought the
But Dylan
Rockets
Brooks been
would be
balling.
up.
Nah. Wow, you thought the Rockets would be up?
Yeah,
Shoot.
Dylan Brooks is the best player on the Phoenix Suns. Let's just say that. Because I don't know what the hell
Definitely.
Devin Booker got going on. Respectfully, even like Dylan Brooks, I mean, he's hitting that mid range shot. He's been hitting threes the past couple games. So hey, Phoenix,
He call it
time to trade Devin Booker. It might be time, huh?
nah. Nah, not yet.
Not
I mean,
yet.
hey, Devin Booker might join KD in Houston, you know?
Dude, that'd just be pointless.
It would be, but I mean that's what Houston does. They make
It's
pointless moves
crazy
because they
that Bradley Beal ruined that team, if you think about it.
the the Phoenix Suns team.
Yeah, if they would have instead of trading CP3 for Bradley Beal, if they would have traded for a point guard, Houston, I mean not the Rockets, the Suns,
The Suns,
they would have
yeah.
been way better. But
And you still get Dylan Brooks, but Dylan Brooks when it came because KD best friends with Drake, and Dylan Brooks, Drake, and they one of Drake's old work. So
anyways,
I'm just
uh,
saying that's how it goes.
I get
Why you
you.
think
Yeah,
Shay's beefing with Dylan Brooks?
why?
Because Shay's Canadian, Shay rocks with Drake. I'm just saying. And Drake's Iceman coming out soon, on the way.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Iceman got Toronto lit.
He
Iceman
do got Toronto.
and the Raptors winning playoff games, man. So Toronto might have some. But
I don't think
let's
Toronto's
get
winning
out of
this
here,
series
man.
though. Yeah.
He said what?
Toronto's definitely not winning this series though.
Hey, man, it's the Cavaliers, man, with no LeBron James, man. They still poverty, man.
Not with no LeBron James.
So, I mean, anything can happen, honestly. So, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
Raptors had a good game last night. Yeah, so it
But hey,
could be. Yeah, let's get up out of here, man. It's almost 1 a.m. over here on the East
all
Coast,
right.
man. The NBA killing
Say
us. Oh, what time is it over there? Is it a time difference?
nah, it's the same time.
Oh, so
It's
it's
about to be
12.
warm here too.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Shout
Yeah.
out Ayo. Shout out Jaden
Yo,
McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels, man.
That
I think
you
that's the
know.
jersey I'm gonna get from you, Jaden McDaniels.
That's not the jersey you're
I
getting.
think
The
I
Jaden
think
jersey I'm getting from you is either a retro, all black, Julio Jones jersey, or a Luka Doncic, or I might want a Kobe jersey.
I
I'm still
wouldn't
figuring it
mind
out.
a
I'm
Julio
gonna I'm gonna
jersey.
figure it out. Once we get further than y'all, we're gonna get to the Western Conference. We're gonna get to the NBA Finals, win a championship. I'm gonna get my jersey, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring it on the show for the people.
All right, let's get out of here. Muhammad might have some drinks in his system or something. He tripping. Uh let's wrap this up. Casual Fandom, man. We appreciate you guys. Like,
Hey,
subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. We'll post a little bit more. Obviously, playoff time, gets a little hectic. Obviously the first week of the playoffs, a lot of stuff going on. So,
yeah,
but we got you guys. We're gonna keep pushing out content. Keep going for you guys. We appreciate the support.
casual.
Casual. Anything you want to say before we get out, Muhammad?
Lakers in 5 against OKC.
All right, Muhammad is blackout wasted, brother. All right, guys. Casual. It's Casual Fandom, boys. We out.
Peace.